All right, so today very unusual, very interesting view from the window, from the airplane. And yes, then of course, let's start with this big circle. And I suggest we don't do it like at once. Yeah, we do it in parts. So let's say first I do the horizontal line here, the upper one, like somewhere here. Yeah. So I do it with marker, so then you can see it on the screen. Because if I go with a pencil, then it's very hard for you to see. And you go with pencil, so you can erase. Yeah, and yes. So I did first this. And then I will do the vertical lines. So also choose how big you want your window to be. Yeah. And then I go just with vertical here and okay. All right.
Just a second, I still have to draw my vertical line.
Yeah. So then the upper line, maybe I can prolong a bit if I need. I'll be checking. Yeah. And then we see that the bottom doesn't have this horizontal line. It goes like all the way around. Yeah. So let's say maybe we can practice first. We can curving here, like tick, 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 tick. I can do my first curve here. One more here. And then we've warmed up our hand to do the curves. And feel free. So let's say, feel free kind of to move around several times, because then you can erase what's missing, but like go with the feeling. So yeah, you can kind of, because it's hard to do it in one go. And of course you kind of move, and you search for this right position. So something like this. Yeah? And then the upper part, so this line kind of prolongs because it's actually, so you know this window that it's kind of closing. So it even has this handle here. Yeah? Let's say like this. Yeah, cool.
Evie?
Yes, yeah.
I'm still by the window drawing.
Yeah, I'm not rushing. Thanks for reminding. So this is also for the newcomer. Please, if I'm too quick, feel free to stop me. Just say, Evie, slow down. And of course, then I wait.
Almost done. Just gonna adjust the size.
Good. And we can, for example, analyze. I'm not drawing yet, just talking. Also, before I continue, so just the window feels kind of, it's from inside. We can add a little bit this double, but for example, not all around. It can be just a little bit, like just the feeling that, okay, it has this, of course there is thickness. Upper part will be a bit like here in the shadow. So of course it goes till the end, but we don't really see it. And so what I wanted to tell, think about the size, how much you're gonna leave for the sky and how much you're gonna leave for the clouds. So we know that the worst composition is when we place it right in the middle. Yes, kind of we divide to the same spaces. It's kind of considered to be like a bit boring. So it's always better, yeah, you have like more, let's say sky, clouds, or the opposite, yes? And here, of course, then we have more sky. Yeah, so please don't put the plane right in the middle, put it a bit lower. Yeah? And yeah, can I continue with the planes, Anyana?
Yes, almost.
Good, good, good. And so the plane goes like it crosses all the window. Yeah, maybe you can make it even shorter. Why not? You know, kind of, maybe it's so a little bit like the line is not straight, it goes a little bit up. Yeah, and then it kind of changes a bit direction, so something like this. And also be careful, don't paint kind of too thick the plane. Yeah, so it actually, it's more like a detail. It's the more important is the sky, the clouds. You just kind of to get the feeling of the plane. Yeah. And here is very interesting little game. So it's very like small, but you can see here is a bit darker inside. And here in between, we have this yellow line. So it's kind of, there is the light you can see through, yeah, for the yellow sky. And I think it's a good detail to consider, yeah. So there is, the dark is something like, there is connection, it's a plain part. I think it also gives a bit more air to them. So it's not like just one blocked line, but okay, this part in the end also just kind of, yeah, not very big, a bit more like neutral. It's not something where we want to put attention. We want to put attention to the sky, to the colors. Okay, and this tail here also. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. And then we don't forget also this horizontal line. We see just the half, so where the clouds are ending.
Evie? I'm not done yet.
Yeah, sorry. So for example, this is also too big. I'm gonna make a bit smaller this tail. Yeah, take your time. We have time, there is no rush at all. Yeah, so those who are finished, yeah, please be patient with those who are not. Yeah, so I'll leave it here, and I'm also gonna do very quickly my sketch. Yeah, and also for the newcomers, what we often do is that if you're ready with your sketch, then before going to paint with the paints, we call it like lighten up. So you take the eraser and you lighten up a bit your drawing. Yeah, so it's kind of, you still see the pencil, but it's not that strong, because then sometimes you can see through the paints, especially when it's something yellow there. Yeah, like if it's black, brown, blue, then maybe it's not a problem. But with the light colors, the pencil shines through. Not always we are happy with this. So
I'm not done yet with the sketch.
okay, you prefer the black sketch. Yeah? So you see here I'm sketching now with pencil, then of course you wouldn't see. Also, if someone is already done, you can think maybe you want something else there. Maybe you want, okay, the bird maybe is, I don't know if it's actually possible because the plane flying so high. Yeah, but you can be creative. You can be creative. It's your drawing. You can. Yes. All right.
And Evie, is this good?
Okay, let me see.
Can you see it?
Oh, yes, I can see it. Not bad. Yeah, I like the window is very big and the plane is very down. You have lots of space for sky and very interesting plane, very detailed. Yeah. Very
it's just a little big at the end, but I think it looks good.
But did you do it with a black marker or something?
No.
No, it's not. Okay, then it just looks like maybe on the screen. Good. Yeah. Okay. Juliet Ellie, thumbs up for the paints. Yes, of course. I had no doubts about it. And the rest, Ali also thumbs up. Sanera, can we then move to the paints? Yeah. So then that also is usually we start with the light colors. Yeah, we still have our water clean, our brush is clean. So it's always good to go with the yellow. Yeah, so then, and then also experiment, because of course you need much more white than yellow if you want to mix light yellow. Yeah, so don't think it's 50-50. It's kind of, I take it.
I have a question. On the painted picture, you can't really see the part at the end what's down.
What you mean, this part or?
And that part what is, wait, this part right here, wait 1 second. This part right here, you can't really see it in that picture.
No, yeah, I apologize. It's probably because here I did it with marker, so here I even put a little cross. I just decided to make it smaller a bit, because I was sketching with marker. So, but I mean, it can be plain construction, you know, it's kind of, maybe it's a different type, maybe different model. But if you don't like it, you can correct your plane. But I think
I don't really like it.
But I think your plane is cool. It looks like very technical, you know? So, but you choose, yeah? If I think it's nice. So then let's say I've put white and then I put some yellow aside, and you will notice how little yellow you need to mix with white, to get the light out. To move. Yeah, and always try mixing kind of slowly. Let's say add a little bit. Yeah, it's better kind of go and add 3 times yellow if it's not enough, rather than put a lot. Yeah. So now I have, of course, very pale yellow. Yeah, maybe actually, so because this one I painted with the oil pastels. So of course it's very, very bright. Yeah. But I can experiment. So I put this paint here where I plan to be the yellow part. And I say, yeah, maybe it's too pale. Yeah, maybe I add a bit more. But it's always good to start it slowly, yeah, rather than jump into. And another thing is also feel free to kind of paint a bit, like don't be scared to put yellow where your plane is. Because like almost everything else covers yellow. So it's yeah, of course, I mean, you don't have to do this on purpose, but if you just kind of colored more, then it's fine. Yeah, so I do my yellow. And I can also kind of, so first I did here like very little water. And now I want to blend out a bit my paint. So I just kind of drop a little bit of water. So now it's a bit more water in my brush, and I can kind of spread it out a bit. Yeah. Use paper towels. Also, if it's too much paint on your brush, just kind of make it wet, wipe it out, and then you can kind of.
And Evie,
are
those acrylics that you're using?
At the moment, I'm using gouache. Yeah, gouache is pretty much the same. They are both water-based paints. There is only like, I can now tell you about differences between gouache and. So let's say with acrylics, I can make texture. Yes, gouache will always stay flat. You can't really, like with oil paints, you know, you can.
And where are you supposed to draw the yellow?
So like here, so let's say around the plane, yeah. And so where you've decided that the clouds are ending, and from this line, I go up for the yellow, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And what else is different with acrylics? The acrylics, they have like plastic pigment inside. So it means when they dry, they get this kind of plastic layer on top. Yeah, so they also like, they will stay longer, of course. Gouache maybe can be easier. Later it can be even washed out. Yeah, so there are some of those technical differences, but in the use, it's the same. Yeah. Okay, I will move slowly before all it's very dry. Yeah, I want to move to this pinky. Yeah, and see, it's also interesting. Here is a bit darker pink. Then another line here inside is lighter pink.
I luckily have a normal pink now because or else it will be very hard.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, in my set, I don't really have pink. I have some orange, red, and that's it. So then, of course, how I get pink, I take red. And again, I will need very little red and much more white. So sometimes it's even enough what I have on my brush. And then I already, you see, I'm getting very, very strong pink with just this tiny bit of red. And so these mixing proportions, you will just with practice. Yeah, like once you paint more. So, okay, so I got very light pink. Maybe I cover actually like bigger part. And then later on top, I can stick some darker pink spots, but I'll have this base. And today, of course, it's task. This is not easy. This is already for those who are painting, who know how the paints are working. So the blending means I don't have here like this a straight line, but I have my pink slowly coming in and the yellow slowly coming the other way. Yeah. So the way you do it is because also acrylics, they're drying very fast. You put your yellow while you're mixing your pink. Yellow is already dry. You can't really mix. So what I do, I have my brush a bit more watery, sometimes even maybe just clean water. Yeah, and I kind of can try blending this part. And then if it's needed, I can come back again to yellow and maybe add a bit more yellow on top. Yeah, and like gently, slowly. I can also sometimes use, my paper towel. I can use also on the paper if it's something there a bit too much. But I'm not moving my paper towel, I'm just tapping. So just vertical enough. Yeah, so otherwise it's gonna be there, leaving some, can be damaged and also damage the paper. Another tip, so let's say now I've mixed something, but I'm not really happy yet. But very important, I leave it to dry, yes? Because now I see it's wet. And if I'm gonna continue moving my brush a lot, I'm gonna be just kind of moving paint back and there and I will get my white paper back visible. So just give it like a bit more patience, like 30 seconds, 1 minute. It's going to be dry and it's going to be easy to make the layer on top, yeah, to finish kind of, to get the nice blending. So I continue with my pink also a bit more on top, because I know my purple will be very, very strong. So yeah, I mean, I don't have to finish till the end, but no worries to go with pink more.
I have to now blend in.
Yes, the blending is like, try to feel it. Yeah, maybe it's not working from the first time. It's fine. Yeah, it's something to get used to with time. Yeah, so no worries about. And then I will mix purple. Yes, so again, I don't have purple. I'm going to be mixing. And I also actually like, so instead getting the ready purple, when I mix blue and red, I can choose. Do I want my purple to be more pinkish? Do I want my purple to be more bluish? Yeah, so let's say here we have all a bit more pink side. So maybe then I add more red. Like this, I will have my, my purple more pinkish, yeah? And also when you mix purple, sometimes it can get very dark, yeah? So then maybe you want to add a little bit white, but then be careful. Also, as usually, better tiny drop and put in, also maybe not in the middle of your mix, but put on the side of your mix and see how it behaves, yeah? Here I've added on the side, and now I have both. I have very dark purple and I have this very...
Evie?
Yeah?
By purple, yeah, well, I forgot what I wanted to ask.
Oh, sorry, yeah. And let's say I keep on adding a bit more red to my purple because I want to feel it a bit more, yeah, this reddish part. And once I'm happy, yeah, we can go. And you see again, while I was mixing, my paints on my paper, of course, are dry already. So, yeah. So that the blending should go. Yeah, and also be careful with putting too much purple, because when you start blending, it might, you know, kind of take over a lot. So better put a little bit of purple and then start already kind of this blending process. So then you're kind of on a safe side, that your purple doesn't get too much down, too much, because it's very dark, very strong. Yeah, it's very easy to, yeah, overcome. So. Yeah, and again, I did something, I can leave it rest. Yes, so not moving too much, yeah, with the brush. Maybe I can come back a bit to my yellow part. But if I come back to yellow, make sure you clean well your brush. Like tap well in the bucket. Also wipe it, because a lot of paint, of course, gets tucked in this metal part. And especially if you come back to yellow, because yellow very clean, and you come back with purple, and then it's like, no. Yeah, it's gonna be.
And what color do you have to add more for the purple?
Say again, Sanyana, what more for?
What color do you have to add more if you want to mix purple?
Yeah, so the purple, since we're doing it with the red and blue, you mix it. And if you want it more pinkish, you add, of course, more red.
Okay.
Yes. And if you want it a bit more dark purple, then you add more blue. So here I'm playing a bit with my yellow, also a bit maybe too strong. Also not rushing. So if I feel I'm getting too strong with some color, the first thing you do, just wash your brush. Kind of don't go in with more paint, Clean your brush, and then with clean brush, you can spread out and it can...
Can I add a little white to purple, like on drop?
Exactly, that's actually also what I did. So I've mixed this is like just blue and red, and then I added white. So then it looks, of course, lighter, otherwise it's too dark. And of course, I will want here a bit more bright pinky spots, because otherwise it looks a bit boring. And
now I gotta wear a light one, but I think I'm just gonna keep it.
Yeah, also feel, it doesn't have to be exactly like my drawing. So feel if you're getting like some very beautiful spot, then just leave it, If you're getting kind of cool combination, so it doesn't have to be exactly like I have here. And
but later I'm gonna make a little darker purple, and then I'm gonna make it a little darker over it.
Interesting.
I mean brighter.
And don't be scared if you have like brush strokes. Let's say it doesn't have to be like really perfectly even. Maybe it's also kind of a bit feeling of some clouds or or some movement. So kind of belongs to the feeling of the sky. And you say again, let's say I've been moving too much my brush, and the brush starts taking off the paint. So it means that I need just to stop. But it's normal. Like I also I want to continue, because you want to kind of leave it better. But all you do is just move still around the paint. But 30 seconds, come back, and it's going to be, use this time, let's say, to sit back, because it's always good to look at your painting from far away. And
Evie, are you now making the darker pink a little faded into the normal pink?
I'm already, kind of already playing around. So we did the basics. We did base yellow, this light pink, and then we had purple from up going down. And now I'm already kind of, trying to make my sky interesting. So I'm adding this darker pink. Okay, here a bit maybe it was a bit too much. So just kind of already trying to see how it can be interesting. And now, for example, I feel I have a bit too much yellow. So, and we remember that a very cool mix is pink and yellow. Yes, pink and yellow, and then we get kind of peachy color. So, and I can use this for kind of a bit like transition, maybe. Every time when I feel too much color, I clean my brush, and then with just clean brush, I kind of spread out. Yeah, so let's say I've put now some pinky, some peachy, and I feel okay, maybe it's already too much. Then I just stop, clean my brush, also with just paper towel maybe. And then I can spread out so it's not too much. Okay, I didn't change nothing here. And of course, one can play like almost eternally with this blending process, yes, because it's kind of, especially the perfectionists, and so feel free to stop, like, you know, it's there will be moments when we need to stop, although it's nice, nice, nice. And yeah, I still feel maybe a bit too much yellow I have, but I will wait till I get the rest, because of course we can always cover yellow. So yeah, I will not rush the moment. And since I have my purple still left a bit on the palette, so this connection line between sky and clouds, I will do just a little bit more, maybe like this darker a bit, just like tiny line. So then in the end it feels and again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Here on purpose, I do it a bit more kind of curvy than and we can, let's say, analyze our clouds. Yeah. So we have here like the ones that are closer to us, we can see the shape is bigger. There are like two bigger parts, and then there are like smaller lines. Yeah, so it's also important. So we show this yeah, depthness. Yeah, and so I can plan on this part of the paper, I can plan these two main lines of these bigger two clouds that are close, and then I'll draw maybe one more line there. Yeah, so just like very lightly, maybe, yeah, maybe like this. Here we'll leave one cloud. Here maybe we'll leave this other cloud. And then I have some space also for a bit more. Yeah, so kind of maybe something like this. Yeah, but it's so it's just like projecting. Yeah. Well, and here, so it won't be easy. Like you need to play at the same time with light pink, with some light purple, and feel free to add more white to everything. Yeah, it should look like very more pale. Yeah, so adding white. Yeah, this is also where when you buy paints, straight away you can buy a bigger bucket of white, because white is going out very quickly. So let's say I've mixed now some, I even didn't mix it, just the leftover of my brush of purple, and I got in with my brush to white, and then, okay, I will, again, starting with light parts, because then later I can cover easily them. Yeah, although in acrylics in general you can you know, cover, but still it won't be that transparent, you know. Let's say if I have purple and I want to put yellow on top, then I would need to put white first, wait till it's dry, and then go with the light color. And then doesn't feel that transparent when it goes directly to the paper. Yeah, because sometimes we can put also very watery layer and then even the paper shines through, so it's really lighter. Yeah. So I'm starting here, like kind of slowly playing with my light pink, guessing those shapes. Yeah.
Evie, shall I show her how it looks on now?
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay, 1 second. I'm just gonna correct something.
Yeah. Also, of course, everyone feel free to share also. So in WhatsApp, those ones who have, yeah, I already forgot. We use also the WhatsApp group, yeah, and then where we can share. Also, it's nice to see how others did, and if you have questions during the lesson, then of course you can also quick shot and.
I'm gonna show you how it looks.
Yes. All right, I'm looking. Ah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Your blending mix this time.
I feel like I should work on the purple and pink a little more blending and.
But take it easy. Like let it dry, and when you go later on top, it will look better. But it's already. I see you haven't lost your techniques during the summer. So no, nice job, Sanjana. Very good. Maybe you can like focus now for the clouds, and then when you come back, then it's because, for example, now I'm also playing with pink clouds, and I see, oh, this pink is actually maybe good somewhere here on my sky, yeah. So then I can play a little bit up, and so like you don't need to finish at once, like one part. And it's even always better if you leave it rest and then you come back and it kind of, it's then changes, it's easier.
And what are you doing right now?
Yes, sorry, I got also distracted. I went back to my sky. So what I did, so if you're moving now to the clouds, first what I did with the dark purple, I did kind of here one line, yeah, where like it's connecting. So it's a little bit like an accent there.
So you just guessing the shapes and adding a little purple and some colors.
Exactly. So this line I did the purple, and here I'm playing with those clouds with light purple, light pink. But very important part, Sanjana, is that you do 2 clouds, you do bigger because they're close. And then later you do those kind of small, smaller lines. This is very important. This is all this perspective theory. Yes, and because if I do them all the same, you will not feel that I'm looking from plane and I see infinitive sky, yeah? And if you do the opposite, if you put small clouds on front and bigger there, then it will be all very like for the brains very unusual. So these are those this theory of and then slowly. So when I decided those my main shapes of my clouds, I started slowly playing. So a bit more darker somewhere. And then, of course, again, all this blending exercise. Yeah, so. Yeah, but don't rush, take your time. So, yeah, some tapping here, some tapping there. And here also would be nice to add a bit more blue. I think so, yeah. Because anyway, the blue mix is nice with pink and purple. So, I mean, somewhere it can look, sorry, bluish. And somewhere just let it mix with others, so it becomes also a bit purplish, but bluish touch, I feel it's nice. Only also careful. Blue color is strong. Yes, you take it on the brush and then it will be all too much. So also slowly, yeah. And then I will show you also one trick with white color. So I'll explain you now how it works. Well, let's say we do everything, and then anyway, to make it feel more pale, we will be adding like white on top. But the secret is that everything should be dry, and then the watery color, watery white you're adding, yeah, has lots of, like, not lots of, but it's more watery, it's like transparent. So it helps then to cover, to give the white feeling, but of course it still keeps the color underneath. Yeah, so I will still feel my purplish, bluish, yeah. But then I will be trying to get this fading, yeah, this. So you see how I'm playing like a lot of, I'm putting dark and then light again. This calls like, you know, reaching the, yeah, so it takes work, and this part is not easy, so please don't feel frustrated or something. Yeah, just kind of do how it feels. And this one is yeah, also feel free to change a bit the shape of clouds if they feel maybe a bit like they want to add a bit. Maybe also the border of the plane can be, of the window can be a bit darker also, why not? Huh? Yeah, so here I've played a bit. I will leave it now rest. Yeah, so you remember our golden rule. Yeah, it also works if something is not working, then it's also this golden rule also works. Just like leave it rest, go paint to other side of the painting, come back in, yeah, in a while, and it will be looking differently. Let's guess. I said I'm going to leave it rest, and I'm also moving a lot my brush. All right, now I will leave my sky. And I will talk about the plane. Yeah, also please don't work too much. Yeah, on clouds are difficult, so just kind of get it, let it rest. And we're gonna do maybe together this white layer. Yeah, and because clouds are tricky. What I want to say important about the plane is that take a look that, so the wings, they have one line is a bit pinky here, very light pink. And this is also important. This is our reflection from the pink sky. And then I have this grayish blue, the silver for the plane. So wash your brush if it has purple, something we will need. Yeah, again, our light pink. You can of course already get it from some leftovers. Yeah, and I will put this. Yeah, and again, I can cover even more with light pink than needed, because later then I will cover with this blue. Oh, no. Nice, yeah.
What are you doing right now?
So what I did 2 light pink strokes on the upper part of the wings. Yes, because this is the reflection of our pink sky. In painting, the real artists, they know that everything reflects in everything. So this is like a little bit, of course, complicated topic, but if I'm painting, let's say, of course, if I have snow, I will never paint snow white because I will always have the blue sky reflecting in the snow. I will have some others, yeah. And this is also here, especially because plane is metallic. So imagine this surface metallic, it always reflects. So definitely our pink sky is visible there, yeah? So if you as artist, you know about it and you use it, your drawings and paintings will look like very professional. And okay, here I'm spoiling again a bit my sky. Don't take my example. Yes, this is called, the name is Know When to Stop. And Evie is, but this is how it. So, and then of course, then I need this grayish blue. I suggest you can also try, let's say, just dark blue with white. See if you like this color. Because of course, then you can add a bit of black. But with black, please, everyone be very careful. Because you know, black is very strong. And then it can just make it all very dirty. So let's say here I put a bit of dark blue and I will add a little bit of white. Maybe it will be enough. Yeah, maybe already with this blue. So I try just with this. And then if I feel for some reason I want a bit darker, but I think I won't, yeah? Because it's better to leave those clean colors. But if you add black, then it's all gets too muddy and one should be very, very careful with this black. And here I also then change my maybe brush. Yeah, it's very small, of course, the wings. So it's especially if I need to blend, yeah, very hard. So Just gently, slowly. I had my pink layer, I put my blue layer, and then very gently I will try to And then another thing, also be careful with those. So we have these dark parts of our plane. Also don't make them too dark. Yes, this is not our main focus point, main accent. Kind of, yeah, of course I put a bit dark because it's also a bit shadow there. But don't exaggerate. Otherwise, everyone will be looking at those dark spots and like, what's in there, you know? But in our case, it's not the main. Yeah. Maybe a bit bright red there also is nice actually. Yeah, so because it's usually some there, but. And for the outside, for the windows, yeah, I'm not doing, I'm just like telling, so in case maybe someone is going already forward. So for example, also here, you see this painting I did with oil pastels, and you see here, it's a bit different texture on the outside, yeah? I also did it on purpose to show this difference inside, outside. And then here I've used, so then I just hold my oil pastel parallel to the paper and move it, and then it leaves those strokes. And we will use a bit similar technique, but just with the brush. Yes, and I'm sure Juliet, Ellie, they know it, probably Sanjana too. Yeah, it's called the dry brush technique. And it means that you have very little water on your brush and you move it, and it's kind of halfly painting, halfly not painting. So then you leave, then you get those white little spaces, and it's nice. I use this technique in different occasions, and yeah, so we're gonna experiment with this technique on the inside, the part of the plane of the and the window.
And I actually want to try a little different color, one with brown and pink.
Aha. For the inside, you say, or?
For not for the inside, for the
For the plane.
yes.
Cool, very nice. I'm always happy when you decide to go with your own colors. This is very good, yeah. So you just don't and then you do your own masterwork like artists, because you are all true artists. Yeah? So this is. Yeah. If let's say you're playing maybe also too pale, you can do also maybe a bit outline somewhere. Yeah, kind of just here I'm doing this. I'm taking a bit darker blue and kind of just a little bit precising some parts.
I think I did the airplane's ending. So we were just doing it now a little too big, but I think I really don't want to risk it to change something because I'm scared that it's gonna turn bad.
Yeah.
Better.
But that's good. It's good. I mean, this is actually you as an artist taking decisions, and that's very important. You as an artist, it's your job, always taking decisions. Should I continue? Should I stop now? Yes. So Sanyana, very, very good. You say, okay, I did here. Maybe I'm not very happy, but I decide better not to. So this is very, very good. Huh? Because unfortunately, it happens that we want to make it better, and then it becomes almost irreversibly bad, and okay, then just new paper. Yeah. Still, it's never the end of the world. We always have the new piece of paper. All righty. Yeah, hard job today. So I will also just analyze a little bit the colors of the inside part. Yeah. So here I have, you see some greenish, also some dark purplish, a bit brownish, I think. Yeah. I think I will try to go also with a little bit the same. So I will try to mix some kind of pale green for this upper part and the bottom. Then here it's also a bit, maybe this dirty pink can also work. Yeah, so you see it's also not only one color outside. We also have this story. Yeah, but again, so we should always remember to focus what's the main part. The main part is our sky, this yellow thing. Yeah, so all the rest, of course, should help us to show the picture, to show it's plain, but the colors shouldn't compete. This frame of the window shouldn't be too bright, so it's competing with our main hero. Yeah, so this is very important to keep in mind.
Easy.
Yes, tell me, Sanyana.
Shall I show you the outside from the window now? Shall I show you at the end?
I mean, show me now what you have, and then also in the end, of course, I'm always very happy to see. Yeah. Oh, the plane is nice, very powerful. The good that you showed me, Sanyana, you see? Now I remembered that we can try this technique of a little bit white on top of the clouds. Yeah, so very good, Sanyana. I really love I think you did very good. So what I suggest now, again, clean well your brush, wipe it, so it's no paint, no there.
And maybe one question, shall I make, sorry.
Yeah.
I think the ending for this part is pretty good, right?
Yeah. No, your paint, I have even no comments what to tell. It's very cool. So maybe I will try now. We see how it works, and you can maybe decide if you want to repeat. So what I do, I just took clean brush, clean white paint. I make it also a bit more watery. And what I'm gonna do, maybe I'm gonna try to go a bit like gently on top of my clouds. So maybe they become more pale, more cloudy, because I felt they're still too purplish, but I don't want to, yeah, maybe it with acrylics, it works better. Now I see, this is another difference between gouache and gouache, they cover more, acrylics, you get this effect. You see, it's how important to experiment. Yeah, so better do nothing if you like, but I hope you got the idea. It's when your first layer is dry, you put upper layer, light, watery, yes, and then it doesn't have to be only white, it can be different colors, but then you get those Yeah, so, okay, but maybe a bit lighter, so what I'm doing, I'm taking greens. Usually it's also, there are two greens in the box. Yeah, lighter and darker. And take a look, like the lighter green is usually warmer. And the darker green is usually here, it feels a bit like even emerald, closer to the blue. So I think actually I will use this darker because I know I'll be adding brown to it. Sorry, not brown, white. So then it's more pale. Yeah. And well, I'll see if it works. Yeah.
Maybe
Tell me, yeah.
inside by the pink, so outside basically, outside the window.
Uh-huh.
I feel like in the pink you can see the like a little too much texture.
Good, yes. I mean, you should also understand that this is oil pastel. Yeah, maybe we'll also experiment one day to paint with oil pastel. Yeah, and the way you work completely different. So of course, I think it will be even almost impossible to get something like this with acrylics. Yeah, so of course it will be less, as you say, less texture. You're right. Yeah, but still, at least try experiment. So I got my brush with paint. I can even take off a bit more water. So what I need to, so here you see, when I move my brush, then I get these brush strokes, you see? And in some moments, I can use it. So sometimes, of course, we try to cover it all very evenly, but sometimes I can use those strokes for my good. Yeah, maybe but experiment. And if you see, then maybe, it's not really working. Here, for example, I see something is not working with my green or strokes. Yeah. Another very good technique, of course, is wiping a bit with paper towel, and then you also get nice technique. But then you have to do it quickly. I put it, it's still a bit watery. I tap it, and then I get some paint off, some nut, and
Maybe.
uh-huh.
How long is this painting still gonna take?
How long it's gonna take?
Yes.
Well, till we are finished. I mean, I don't know in time. So we are painting now for 1 hour and 10 minutes. And I know it's long already, but hold on, it's left very little, especially this is already more like a background. It's not so much concentration as of course sky and plane. Yeah, it's already more like, it's even better, like the more sketchy you do it, the more, the better it looks. So, because as I said,
but it's not short.
So I've decided to go instead dry brush somehow. Maybe I have a new brush, it wasn't working. But what then I do, I just tap with my paper towel, and then I can also get techniques. We always experiment. We do something, if it's not working, we think, what can I do differently? So then I get my yeah, so basically here I'm putting green on top, green on bottom. Here a bit some, I don't know, pinky brownish. I'm already even like just taking the leftovers, from palette. Very nice. Always we get those interesting colors mixed there by accident.
I'm not really getting the texture because the paint dried out.
Yes, yes, yes. I can imagine it, and it's all fine because yes, acrylic is drying fast. You see, I'm trying to get here into texture by like tapping with my paper towel, and I do it right away. Like I put the paint and
I also tried that, but now it dried out. Should I just leave it like that?
yes, of course. I mean, the texture is not like the important part, you know. It was more like maybe just to have something a bit different feeling from this inside outside. Yeah, so, and I understand sometimes things are just not working. Like it worked last time, today not. Maybe paper is different, maybe brush is different. Yeah, so we just see how it goes and
One second, Evie.
of course, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, then also feel free maybe like to mark a little bit also the border of the window, you know, then in case you got, yeah, maybe it also help, maybe it gives this, because there is a bit thickness. So here I'm just kind of, yeah, curving with my brush and maybe it's, yeah, then a little bit like, oh, and then we get also the effect. Yeah. I'm of course very curious to see how Juliet are doing. Yeah, I see they work hard. Okay, so and the handle, almost forgot. Yeah, we have here the handle. So it's maybe also more, maybe some shadow under the handle or something. Yeah, we can. Because handle is like a detail, you know, and then, but it's a nice detail that helps us. Yes, and then you see, I did the handle, but I did only the shadow under the handle. And then of course, just a little bit maybe on top, but basically I wasn't painting dark the handle, but with putting the shadow, it already feels the, wow, guys, yeah, not easy today. Although it looked, I don't know who would be more harder, this or giraffe. Giraffe is also, yeah, has lots of spots. But And yes, also for newcomers, feel free to give your wishes, what you want to paint. Then we always like, sometimes one chooses, yeah, sometimes like we're turning, or we just also come up together with some idea what to paint. So I'm always happy to hear your wishes. Yes, and feel free to share. Yeah. So I will move to the favorite part of each painting. It is taking the masking tape off. But you guys don't worry, don't rush. Finish, take your time to finish. Right. I like it, I like it. Yeah, I see Zanyana is working hard, working hard. So I will stop recording here because it's more or less, but we can of course still talk and discuss.